side of a Sentinel, and also Navera obviously being forced onto smokes effectively. That was the big issue I saw, and I'm going to be honest, it got slightly better when Zaysh came in, but it doesn't look like they've progressed with that.
No, and kind of discussing the stylistic approach they're going with, it's very much that I want to check back in with this as we go on. Now, bear in mind, obviously, KARMINE Core ended the season 2-7. Scream going to start off well here, taking down Turco.
Big gap
the
that's
scout
open.
to claim there.
Yeah, for BBL to leave such a huge gap behind this play here, Kushner will respond with a little bit of damage, so Shin has to respect it. Scream actually drifting across towards A site as well, so KARMINE not necessarily in trouble on the back of that tag coming through. Is there an early man advantage created by Scream, and still 3 members committed towards C. As BBL looks as if they're considering maybe planting the seed of doubt.
How much does it
it's already pulled the rotation.
Nice.
All 3 members have left C site.
I'm watching Navera, he's the last player to even consider it. And now with that smoke coming in towards Garage, utility invested, he's got to know something up, but he can't commit to this. There's so much of a gap between him and the other players. The best he can do is maybe secure Garage, which is what he's done. Late positioning towards middle from both of the Sovas, that could become a factor if Sushin does come back around potentially just to patrol and kind of keep control over Garage. Late Paranoia sent, going to buy a couple more seconds. Smoke to come in, other Paranoia through, and we're going to see them try and play for the retake. Overwhelmed though. Scream, Navera cleaning house. This is lovely work, and now Sushin's a little late to the party. Very difficult to do anything about it. Clean as hell for KARMINE Core. That's 5 standing and very well controlled in the end.
That's just so well composed in the retake as well. BBL maybe overstepping the mark slightly. The early Paranoia obviously stalling things out, but trying to play inside that smoke when you've got to argue everybody's going to be stacked up on it, especially with the disadvantage in terms of their head count so early on. A beautiful round from Scream. It's a little, I guess, a gap created there with a early aggression towards Garage, but Scream solo walking down mid is rewarded for it, and there's no response. There's not even any pressure back towards him. You know, obviously Kushner then finding some tags onto Shin elsewhere. It was BBL trying to achieve a couple of different things at the same time.
Okay, Kushner does take a fair crack of damage and Scream. Happy to take that first man forward. So you're building towards his ult extremely early, only 2 away here, so once that gun round hits, he actually could be in a fantastic spot. There should be a plan here. I don't see anything to deny it. So BBL at least going to get the time on their side. But of course, bear in mind, very little investment behind it. Just a couple of Sheriffs and a Ghost. Some kit left for Sushni. But
Scream's farming.
Yeah, he's absolutely cleaning house. He's come out. He's looking absolutely on the money today. Should be clean. Sushni probably dead to rights. He is. Lovely work from Scream there. Very, very nice. Can't say much more than that, really. Very comfortable beginnings for him.
3K into a 4K. Showstopper available already. It's a big tool at their disposal in round 3 here. Potentially convert the bonus as well. And even actually on top of that, bringing across a Rifle, Guardian, and a Bulldog.
Yeah. And just kind of pausing, obviously KARMINE Core are the quick ones to touch in towards. I think it would be a disservice to not do so. But BBL season was certainly up and down, right? Very, very hard to pin down.
I mean, on the whole, it looked better towards the end. Obviously, we know there was a big change behind the scenes there, but I can't necessarily say it wasn't really performance dependent as well. We're not sure how much of that actually came from the coaching staff swap out there, but definitely more positives to draw, bigger picture.
Absolutely, and you look at that, even in the loss against Liquid, for example, picking up that 2-1 result, and they said it in the interview earlier, this is their revenge tour going through this. They do want to further themselves in this event. They do have to take on some of those opponents who actually managed to truly best them throughout their regular season. So quite the challenge for them. Can they stabilize now, though, after what has been the Scream show for the first couple of rounds? He's had an absolute tear of a start.
I mean, if this is the byproduct of him, what he's alluded to in the press conference, talking about having time to focus on his own game and get back towards that superstar form, which I mean, has been the expectation since day 1 of Valorant.
Of course.
When he entered.
But we look at how much value he finds long-term now. Keep check on that beyond this couple of rounds, because as it stands, they've got the site control. There's not much to really deny that plant coming in or even pressure the post-plant too early on. They want to wait for those rotations to come through. And now with everyone in place, let's see how much they can get done. It's going to be difficult. The two marshals, not easy to facilitate, but the rest still on a pretty comfortable purchase. This could be the game changer. Scream going to dive in, finds nothing, and falls. That could have been big. Zushni overwhelmed, though. That creates a gap, but again, the rifle should kick into gear. XMS, there could be something for him, and actually finds huge value, taking down Kushner, and suddenly there was a chance for a mere moment then. Aslan controls it at the end, but that was never meant to be this costly.
Full, and we'll see just how, obviously, with the plant coming through, kind of enables a light shield purchase to come through, but there will be gaps in the utility. And just to note, I mean, for me, obviously, pre-roster change, the best KARMINE core looked was when they tried the get-go on split. They had these choreographed retakes, so already seeing a couple of examples here where they're leaning on that aspect of their defense. If that is the plan from the get-go, maybe working towards some of the things that did look positive throughout the season. And conditioning created on the back of this wall early on, especially with Scream coming forward and finding that kill earlier on in the pistol.
Cover going out.
But even across the map, we're already seeing aggression on the extremity as well. You got Scream kind of walking down A long, does have support from Shin, so that's
and the op anchor on the other side of things, yeah.
This map is feeling extremely small for BBL.
You saw their first buy round obviously slowing things down as they drift into that default to clear a lot of this close space. Nevera actually going to burn up his second smoke here. So yeah, great coverage here.
And the only real possible avenue would be that B site that had a passive hold or maybe a split through garage, but there's still going to be value from Nevera. Has to be cautious, knows when to dip away, does get out. Alive. Okay, so they fought for the C site. The plant should be en route. Zeiss just found Aslan, though, and that was maybe a little bit of an exploration through towards garage, and a little switch up there as well. Lower HP player going to take over on the operator, and let's see if those retakes still look as strong.
Drone tag might even enable a wall bang. No, Shin doesn't go for it. But Kushner absolutely eating that paint shell.
Yeah, very flat performance so far from BBL. Getting overrun here. KARMINE core so powerful on the way back in. Lovely coordination, but again, BBL looking flat.
Second flawless retake on C site, by the way. Pistol sure shrugged that one off, but
flawless.
BBL, a couple of players just caught off guard in terms of positioning. I'm not sure if Kushner thought he still had a dash up. He was hoping to get a kill to maybe re-enable it. I'm not entirely sure. Wait, wouldn't? Yeah, nobody fell from KARMINE core, so.
One enemy remaining.
And then Brave massively overcooking the TP. TP's past default there. Couple of major mistakes from BBL, resulting in KARMINE core finding their third successful defuse as well.
It's going to work wonders for them. You're going to have XMS one away from his ult. A couple of just, you know, middling success towards. I mean, to be fair, Scream did farm all the early kills, so hard to claim more than that, and he's not really relenting. One has slipped past, that is Brave, but Long is very much firmly planted with that KARMINE core flag.
So I was hoping Shin was going to turn there just to cover that drift up from sewers, because Scream's in a very, very deep position here. XMS tries to pin down Aslan, leave him on 5 HP.
Timing on this is pretty much everything.
When does Brave come back?
It should be now. He should. Oh, it still wasn't particularly clean, but it has taken Scream down. Now do they pivot? It looks like they do. Maybe deciding that A is the eventual goal now. Quick mid-round call. Couple of rifles in hand. Kushner and Brave has theirs. The rest still down on the pistols. They should be able to get a plant here.
Do have the Reckoning in the hands of XMS for the retake here, so no surprise to see KARMINE core diligent about that late clearance on B site. It's a straight 4v4. Sushni with the Hunter's Fury here, but not much else in the form of utility.
There it is. Perfect timing on the investment. This makes it incredibly difficult. Trying to get a couple of seconds on their side. It's only a trade out so far. Brave, the last one alive with that rifle. Now Turco's in danger. He's fallen. Again, KARMINE core are keeping this clean. Perfect work on the baby back through. This is going to be 4 now on the board. And BBL, you need an early timeout real quick, because they are getting bullied around this map.
I mean, they need to take advantage of the early round here, try and look for a pick that way, because they are being suffocated. Basically shepherded into the site that KARMINE core are happy to play retake towards. A beautiful adjustment. Like I said, we didn't really see this approach at all throughout the regulation season from KARMINE Court. Seemed very bang your head against a brick wall and
Yes.
feast or famine in terms of riding on kills and creating advantage that way. And we know it just didn't go their way. Majority of the time. No early timeout, though, ahead of this buy round.
Standing ahead.
Maybe not feeling as if they've been thrown off the game plan just yet. Nivera, a wide swing into the Nano Swarm. Punished this time around by Aslan.
This will put Shin in a predicament of... Does he try and stick? No, yeah, he's thought better at that time to fall off this. Has the support towards Heaven early on from XMS, so a quick rotation. But that early pick's certainly going to be proving wonders for them. Couple of ults to play with too now. Turco's just got his coming online from the plant, so that's a massive piece of kit to put into the back pocket of BBL, making this very tricky for KARMINE Core. Maybe not going to be as clean this time. Sash went away from his ult, 2 for Shin. Nothing really to be the big instigator in this. Aldro not finding too much. Does it get the tag on Kushner? It does, but again, they still can't find that way down here. They're being stalled out. This time, BBL showing a little bit of resistance. Kushner more than up to the challenge. Gorgeous third as well for him. Zysh better know better than this. I think he's realized it. Options not looking likely, and a much different post plan there from BBL.
This is beautiful. You can already see the adjustment here. Without the timeout being called, that this utility's being held. They know that they're looking to flood through with the aftershock towards Hell, the drone coming through from spawn. So actually even the paranoia, they're just preventing anybody from Heaven from dropping out. And then actually there's guns trained on the side of BBL towards that spawn side.
That's going to help.
Yes, yeah, I mean, they're very desperate to try and make that operator work. Maybe catch somebody off guard on the back of the Nano Swarm being invested, but first real punish, and it's KARMINE Core at least offering that up as an opportunity to find a first blood.
They're doubling down on it though, aren't they? A little bit more assistance here with him though. Chance.
Get out of my way.
Vera looking towards long. 4 players make it 5. Now back down to 4 as he does get to get away with his life.
Kushner couldn't get it!
Oh, dearie me. Kushner's made an absolute meal of it. But Brave on the case. Desperate to try and equalize down to a 2v2. But Shin's disallowing it. Holding from the sides. KARMINE Core up for a brawl here.
What's interesting is BBL to look as if they want to continue with the fast-paced rounds. Here, 3 members of KARMINE Core invested towards A site, and they dig their heels in. They're happy to commit to these opening engagements. Kushner unable to pin anybody down. Nivera actually got a second there. I didn't even catch that. How did he get the second?
One enemy remaining.
I don't have the answer for you. I wish I did. BBL just go right back to it. I mean, very early Hunter's Fury. It's not going to find anyone, I don't think. No, no tags.
By confirmation there, at least nobody's passed into towards sewers. At least Kushner somehow avoiding both of those early Hunter's Furies towards lobby. Shin, I'm not actually sure if you spotted anybody there, but you see, look, KARMINE Core have created enough pressure now on A side that is forcing BBL to re-explore back towards Garage and towards C site once again.
I've seen this film before, and Nivera will not relent. This guy already connects perfectly towards Aslan, readjust position, and you can feel there's no pressure coming in towards KARMINE Core. There's no trades ready, and Nivera's still able to find angles to play with. Scream's going to punish, as does Nivera. This is stunning from start to finish.
Another flawless round victory, Lauren.
I'm a little surprised that BBL have let it go on this long. Where's that timeout been?
I mean, they have to call it now, at least ahead of the next buy round here. A real lack of consideration on the side of BBL for what's going on. I can see it flashing up in the background here.
But I think you kind of teed this up perfectly at the very start, and I kind of want to run back to that, is how they're kind of funneling BBL around the map. Obviously with the Hunter's Fury in this round, it's very clear-cut, it's very crystal clear that they were kind of herding them through, checking that no one had gone to sewer. That enables someone like Scream to feel a bit more confident to either take that space or, you know, fall back towards that B site earlier on, ready for that rotation towards C. But all said and done, where's the response from BBL?
Yeah, haven't seen too much in terms of looking for these opening engagements. It's been KARMINE Core dictating the early round. And again, I'm pretty sure his XMS throwing the same utility every single round. The first time caught off guard by Scream drifting down mid solo. Again, it's a screenplay. He's capable of them one every few rounds.
You'll get a couple of those rounds.
Exactly. But for me, BBL, I don't really have any tangibles to work off here. No. It feels like they need to commit towards this default a little longer and try and capitalize on some information they can gather, whether or not it's KARMINE Core rotating towards one side or the other, because these stacks, time and time again, are paying off for KARMINE Core.
There's been no downside. Wow, I'm a little stunned that BBL haven't addressed that, right? It's not that we're at this scoreline. KARMINE Core are playing a great game between Nevera and Scream. It is wonderful to watch, but I'd like to see a little bit more resilience from BBL. It's
another new position from Nevera as well, so
they'll switch up.
More question marks. Ooh, should be rewarded, usually good for those.
And goes back in for a bit more. Gets out and goes back in. Yeah, so more than confident to find a challenge here. An attempt?
Fake the plant here, but
they've not taken space anywhere else, though.
I mean, it doesn't really suit them because KARMINE Core have been leaning more towards the retake anyway, so there's no way they're going to bait them in towards a pre-take on the back of the spike being tapped. Maybe drifting back towards A to try and make use of this lockdown. Around like this, you have 3 Sheriffs, a Spectre, and the rifle in the hands of Aslan, but again, a little bit of hesitation here in my eyes. No definitive goal in mind.
And Scream's ahead of all this. He's going to hear one step towards Sewer. That's actually not bad. At least they're going to try and put some bodies behind it, try and sell this. But it doesn't pull XMS. It doesn't pull Nevera. So they're still close enough by to really determine the outcome of this round. TP towards backside.
30 seconds
it's
left.
Fine. They do get the plant. They somewhat avoid the ult. It just catches them on the way out, so they will be stunned in the corner. There could be a problem like this. Scream explosive on arrival. They're falling like flies. BBL are just left in tatters. This has been really a start to a half to forget for them.
Critical from KARMINE Core, to be honest. A stark contrast to what we saw during the season. Well, BBL have a response left in this half. Ooh, just off with that.
Right there.
But yeah, very, very curious here of what BBL think is going right for them.
And I don't know if they're just kind of playing this expecting the old KARMINE Core or what had happened in that, because they don't...
Sure, this is beyond expectation. I mean, I'll say it. This is a different team altogether, even in the opening 9 rounds here.
Yeah. You tell me that, you know, roll it back to regular season and tell me you're going to be expecting KARMINE Core to be playing perfect retakes, really nice synergy, very disciplined play. Nevera tries to get a little ahead of that, but decides against committing too far, so falls away, of course, leaving that C site available for the plant. But beyond that, this is not where the magic's really been laying for KARMINE Core. It's in these retakes. Lockdown to maybe buy them a little bit of time. That time is disregarded. Scream's going in! Look at this guy! Absolutely monstrous! The lockdown's still in effect. Can they deny it, though? No, they cannot. 2 players now going to be detained. And this is probably one of the only rounds that BBL's going to claim on this half.
I think maybe Scream anticipating the nade's going to bounce far enough there. You saw a follow-up shock dart as well. The lockdown, unfortunately, taking effect and deciding this round. Operator in hand, but no financial worries for KARMINE. It's not often we've said that as well.
Yeah, bizarre, right? I was literally, my notes are like, issues with money management. Well, not this time. Just get Scream off to, like, you know, 10 kills in the first 2 rounds, essentially. And then everyone suddenly play, like, perfect retakes. This is weird. But otherwise, pretty good.
2 big execute ultimates burn up as well. The Rolling Thunder and the lockdown used here. You'll desperately need rounds, so you can't really question it. See, it's desperate to close down. Yeah, the second shot dart comes through. I think it's initially Scream's paint shell that I think he's hoping is going to bounce a little further. Even so, I mean, he's almost secured a second kill there, by the way. He gets the first towards back flat.
Yeah.
BBL probably panicking a little bit here. Drone burnt up here to try and force Nevera off this early angle.
At the other part of the map. Oh, Nevera, careful. Okay.
What?
Oh, XMS, that's murderous. You shouldn't get away with that. That's wild. Hopping up onto the ledge, come off it. But keep in mind the rest of the map,
Spike
rolling it back to the
planted.
fact that Scream's got all this space. And he'd done this by the time they were planting. He was already down A long.
They're going to line up for XMS. That's a crucial headshot from Aslan.
I've just saved him there. And a couple of the BBL players just having a very off game individually, not having all the fun here. Scream finally starting to make his presence noted. But you can see the attention here from Brave towards CT. He's going to have to over-deliver. He's going to get them 1 second. Not bad by any means. A quick turn of the flash, and Sushi gets involved from Garage, leaving it all to Scream with 13 HP, and it's not looking so lucky this time around. BBL deciding to fight for some more space. Pressure through CT. Disallow that comfort the KARMINE core have been sat in the entire time.
And following through on this initial damage, or at least the initial kill found, not allowing KARMINE core to set up for this retake. We saw actually initially the mistake earlier on was playing inside that spawn smoke and getting overwhelmed. So around Brave, gifted on the second, call it.
Yeah, you take them, you get them.
But at least applying enough pressure to that, yeah.
That was very lucky from Aslan.
There was 3 people
And
lined
none
up
of them
there.
were really looking.
Nah.
It was Aslan looks back like, I guess I'll give it a little look.
Enemy remaining.
Oh. But hey, this is recovery. Again, the
Get out of my
scoreline
way.
above. Kyushu's just not getting it going today with those knives. Not finding what he wants at all.
Got Operator in hand though. Hunter's Fury to play with for BBL. Reckoning once again for XMS, so whether or not we see KARMINE core maybe apply a little pressure. Send a few probes out. Kushner might even swing onto this in a couple of seconds.
Because we haven't seen Navera back down here in a minute, right? He's been kind of anchoring that C site. He's been very, very mobile. We've
Very
seen him on
active,
B,
yeah.
and which I still think is one of his biggest credits about Navera as an operator player. He's not the super highlighty sort of player who's going to, be in every single like highlight reel, but his ability
Post
to
up
be
on a safe
problem-
angle, yeah.
Yeah, he is such a nuisance to play against.
didn't-
But
It didn't clear and he didn't get stunned.
no, there's no way. There is no way. How did it say?
How is...
What is going on this round? Okay, so Navera's shown his hand, but they have no idea about this. Scream. That's not meant to happen.
How has he avoided all of that? Doesn't get cleared by the drone, doesn't get stunned by the fault line,
30
and then
seconds left.
not a single Hunter's Fury shot tags him.
It doesn't seem real. Okay, they're down to 3 though for BBL, so this round's going to get quite tricky to hold on to,
Coming back.
especially with XMS with that ult.
And semi-committed towards
Do they
a
fight an
post-plant hold.
extremity? Okay. Aslan, the temptation maybe to get involved early was dissuaded. He held on, and actually big swing there from Turco, but it's a swing and a miss, and KARMINE core keep it cool under this, and Brave has so few opportunities. What is he meant to do? Nothing. Hands in the air. He knows there was nothing more left for him. Defuse will come out. Not a problem.
An 8-4 half here.
Yeah.
KARMINE core.
This was unthinkable to get away with that.
And sure, this might be Scream Navera getting a lot of the credit here, but I do just want to say, for somebody that had such an underwhelming season, XMS, what a performance from here in the opening half of Haven. Undeniable value. We'll see here, really, if BBL can make an honest go of things in the second half, to be honest, because they're way behind KARMINE core right now.
Yeah, they are, and I think individually it felt like a cold start from them. I mean, hard when Scream's doing Scream things. That can just happen on occasion where he's just having those games. That's always going to be part of the protocol list that we discussed. Sometimes he'll just have those rounds, but even beyond that though, BBL were unable to get a grip on any of those rounds for a while. They didn't feel like they got a read on the game either. That pressure coming in across the map, hurting them around, the mobility of Navera as well.
Well, I think
you kind of threw that in, they didn't have the answer.
I think the realization just comes a couple of rounds too late for BBL, where, the KARMINE core capitalized on a few retakes successfully, and it's almost like then the round deficit and the finances then spiral out of control. There's a point here, and I think we've said this once, the KARMINE core are sitting on like 8K across the board, which just didn't happen during the regulation season. So massive improvement here on Haven from anything we've seen previously for KARMINE core.
Massively exceeding expectations. And I think, again, I could be sitting here looking at the scoreline and probably not being as impressed if it came off the back of certain aspects. But the way this came about, the fact that KARMINE Core are kind of doing things that we've been asking of them for a while, we've seen them reinvent a little bit here. I think a lot of us got worried after hearing that interview. That certainly didn't really give us much confidence they were going to come back in, you know, and reinvent themselves.
Yeah.
Because it felt like they were almost doubling down into a way that we didn't want to see.
Honestly, listening to that earlier, it felt like we were going to go back to KARMINE Core pre-Zysh.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that for me is a major concern. But here, I mean, they've demonstrated a great understanding of the macro game, especially on Haven, how to play this comp effectively as well.
Yep. I'm impressed.
Hats off to them, yeah.
Yeah, this as much as it's obviously, you know, the watch parties out there are frothing at the, you know, at the mouth, trying to get into a bit of, you know, a little bit of memery, right? Maybe another melon conversation could happen, but in all reality, KARMINE Core have turned up and played a really good game. So, and put this into context, BBL, yes, were barely above them, I guess, in results for regular season, but it's the way they played.
Barely above them in results, but in terms of performance, in terms of how they tracked
big
across
step up.
Yeah, big step up.
So, to see this, exceptionally good. So, second half now. Does it continue? Does KARMINE Core have the chops to go the distance, or does BBL maybe dig a little deeper? Oh, we do love a triddle.
They're walking it as well. Very tagged, but luckily not caught with a wallbang on the retreat there. Well, KARMINE Core in a position to make a decision quickly on the back of that, but deciding better of it.
And look how deep they're sat here for BBL. Interesting.
So they do want to apply the pressure back towards B. Turco will be called upon here.
It's a little bit of a different look, trying to play up against the Harbor as well. But for now, it's given them a plant. So straight to the post plant. Looking over towards A-Long, we do see those two players going on an exploration mission. Kushina and Sushi trying to maybe isolate one. Shin is down there. He's got the support of Scream. The timing is good. Kept safe. Doesn't need to overdo this. Has support there. Shin now taking down a little low, but the time's on their side. Shin's going to find Sushni, and now it's all on Turco. A 1v3, and he's got players in very deep positions. And Shock Dart just going to ward him away from the spike for just a couple more seconds, and Turco's running out of chances, running out of time, running out of bullets. And, well, stand there and just take it. This is very underwhelming from BBL here, but KARMINE Core, you're not going to turn down a gift like this.
Very well considered pistol round as well. It's a simple wall, just basically wrapped sight by XMS. Fortunately, nobody able to capitalize on the back of Turco's fault line, which I feel like stuns up potentially 3 or 4 members. Shin's done well here as well. Sushi just caught off guard with Shock Dart in hand.
One enemy.
But yeah, another situation where KARMINE Core are just winning gunfights.
Right there.
Yeah, unfortunately, that initial pressure doesn't really amount to anything, and KARMINE Core capitalize on them drifting back towards another site. Retrieve this orb once again on C, because 5 members of BBL committed towards A right now. A wide open C site.
Yeah, and I think they're going to actually commit to this, considering seeing the Aldro and all the utility, just feeling zero resilience, right? From B, no pressure, not feeling anything from C. I mean, Scream's this deep already. You're going to continue on that pathway. So, again, looking at the other two as well, you've got to look towards likes of XMS, how he's setting up Navera here, kind of sitting a little deeper towards that that T side. And BBL, well, they've got a long old journey in front of them. Went for a gamble stack, don't mind it. Sheriffs. A little bit of kit left on a few, but again, you're up against Marshall. Still even got a rifle in the hands of Shin there. Guardian to his Zysh. And no one's giving them chance. You can already see this deeper positioning down towards Long. This is going to be very hard for them to pry any of these players out of these positions.
Scream just trying to time this nade as best as possible.
And probably
dead.
Too late. Yeah, wait a little too long. Speaking of too long, I think that spike's already over. And they can try and do some chip damage, but in reality, they're just feeding into the beast. KARMINE Core, happy with a clean second there. Yeah, losing out on Scream, but that's fine. Not the end of the world. This is, again, comfy work for them.
You know, the deficit just too large for BBL now to recover in this half, conceding the pistol.
And I've got to ask the question, Mike, where's that explosive BBL form gone? maybe a quiet start here. Maybe we still got, you know, another map to go.
Sure,
in
if there's
this.
an adjustment period, but this is their pick. So, and I think two wins, 2 losses across the regular season as well. Some notably good performances, but this unfortunately hasn't been a replication of that.
No. Okay, a proactive start this time. So Kushner going to try and post himself up a little bit deeper towards A-Long, almost replicating what we saw from the likes of maybe Scream, you could say, on the other side. But a quick glance towards B, and actually pressure behind it. Nevera and both Scream working up towards us. There's utility in the way, thanks to Aslam, but Turco's the one who'd be having to try and deal with this. Smoke comes in, he's going to note it. Turco now knows he could be under pressure. They could have slipped forward, and they have. Beautiful follow-up from Turco, though. Clean as you like. Nevera and Scream are just beheaded. No slipping through towards B here.
Just anticipating they can catch a timing on the back of Smoke and that alarm bomb, but Turco in a committed position here on B side. Kushner will catch Shin as well. Apply a little more pressure. XMS
Hello?
not considering that at all.
Or is it just a phantom? Something's happened at Long, I'll leave it alone. Zeish now. Spike, still in hand, 35 seconds. Now, I've not heard the story of this 1v5, and I've heard a lot of stories.
Yeah?
30
Yeah, this
seconds
one,
left.
I've been reading my books. I've been really delving. Never heard of it. So, we spin on. BBL, 5 stand here.
But that is a big win to have a flawless round victory here when you need to claw your way back into a half like this. We'll check in with the ultimates, unfortunately, due to the first couple of rounds. Not a lot of progress in that regard. Can't I call the full repurchase forced at least. See here, 3 away from the showstopper for Scream once again. Won't have anything to work with off the rip here.
No, but do they allow this aggression down Long again? We already see BBL try and test that out just that last round. This time an adjustment towards Sewer for Kushner, maybe looking to slip up, but already KARMINE maybe trying to keep check on that themselves. Yeah, as I should be down on towards the Sheriff, but rifles for everyone else. His utility, the kind of paramount piece to this player. They've got to clear meticulously if they do want to force Kushner away, which I think he's respecting for now.
Smoke to deny a little bit of information as well. Allow Scream some space to move up. Really see Sujni retreat towards Heaven here, and a second or a third player in the form of Turco coming across to reinforce A site. Yeah, Spike not committed just yet from KARMINE Core. So this initial probe, it's like they're happy with enough progress here. The shock dart, does it deal with? It does. It actually deals with the alarm bot and the nano swarm. But key timing on the recon bolt to come through there. Confirmation of presence behind this.
Looking to see if he pulls Turco. He's going to probably be coming back now anyway, but this does leave commitment towards Kushner. Oh, and he actually finds Scream as well. Does he get to stand any longer? Yes, he does. Turco by his side. They've got a nice little crossfire, but it's Turco on that back line who digs in deep with Aslan. Keeps control. Because I like that they applied that pressure towards B there, Mike, but it didn't draw them away that far.
Yeah, and it's perfectly timed by KARMINE Core, but in response, the recon bolt is what's even better. They know that they're just basically planting the seeds of doubt that somebody's going to drift into B once again, already showing this intention previously where Turco picks up 2 kills. Beautifully done on both sides of the coin, actually. Fortunately, it feels like they walk into the blender on A site. Massive bailout round here, Kushner.
That's how you survive.
Some crucial damage done.
I'd love to see him activate here, Kushner. Bit of a highlight player at times. Certainly catching a lot of eyes throughout that regular play. Big opportunity to farm some kills here. Right back to business, though. He doesn't want to let go of this.
They even get the orb, though. Able to dip away.
Wow.
That will give the showstopper in the next round for Scream. Still 4 left to find in terms of the scoreline. Should argue this should be the 7th for BBL. Kushner's so active, though. He's already back towards Sewer here. Just missing Zeish.
This is ridiculous. Oh, and the step out as well. Heads up work coming out from, I think that was XMS there. To double check that,
Yeah.
just to shoulder it for a second. But Do they turn? Do they try and find somewhere else? There's still 3 players to go up against. They can cost them a little bit more. That'd be great. Scream willing to put his life on the line, try and go further ahead. And yeah, that's going to sting a little. An opportunity lost and a site won for KARMINE.
30 seconds left.
One of the weirdest walls I've seen come out from XMS so far, but the smokes are down regardless, so KARMINE are able to obtain the plant. Key utility available here. Invested very early on. Aslan found a kill, found a second as well.
And Aslan's getting away with murder. Drops on down, takes out 2, and then gets the follow-up. XMS and Shin up to the corner would need a massive over-delivery. Not going to happen. 5 play in, 5 play out. And BBL going to get another on the board here. This is starting to look better for them now.
Definitely a little bit of a cushion as well to come through. Maybe a round or 2 in hand in terms of the finances. Chipped away at this lead already. Now asking for KARMINE to show us something else now.
I'm looking at the odds. What was it Scream who has his for this round?
Yeah, so Scream would have got the showstopper here. I was curious of actually what other progress has made.
Oh, wow,
XMS
big.
and Shin both having their ultimates, so looking as if the set piece here will be towards C site. Lockdown available in Garage and nobody from KARMINE towards second mid right now, so that could be a little bit concerning.
And you're going to hear all this. You know it's coming your way. Now you just got to try and avoid this man, right? Clears backside, finds nothing. Tommy's annoying him. Basically all of the kit from Killjoy is apparently very annoying for him. But how do they deal with this one? So as you noted, the lockdown is there for Aslan. Yes, it could force him away from site if he wants to, but then how do they deal with Long? And Dion on top. Okay, a lot coming in here for KARMINE. Big investment.
Finally come through, but Hunter's Fury to also clear out.
Huge tag there. That Scream going down. Did he get the flop? I think he did. Yes! Aslan's the one to punish towards Navera, and that's 3 now falling, leaving Shin and Zeish. Does have Hunter's Fury here for Shin, though. This could be a...
Can't burn this in a 2v5, though, surely.
Not now. Flashed up, forced away, already been noted.
The stun is perfect as well.
Massive work, huge damage, and big control coming out from BBL. Surprised they made that look so good coming back in, but the Hunter's Fury that came out was just gorgeous.
Like I said here, it's so difficult to escape this as well. As soon as the lockdown kind of passes that 4 or 5 second mark, the Hunter's Fury is perfect to apply a little bit of damage on the retreat, but even here, not even having to rely on that. Creates enough chaos on side that Aslan can find a kill, Kushner can find a kill as well. At this point, like I said, it's 2v5. You're not converting this with the post-plant Hunter's Fury whatsoever. So what a play back in from BBL here.
Well,
they look fairly boomed in the first half in terms of ideas, in terms of problem solving on the fly. They're just, like I said, there weren't enough tangibles for them to really come away from some of those round losses and have anything to work from. No point of weakness, really, that they could identify.
So now the kind of similar question gets posted right back to KARMINE.
Absolutely.
Now, because they've been presented a similar puzzle, right? It's been quite clean. The retakes have been very solid. They've been keeping good control of the money. I would say that you're not seeing it as an explosive or impactful performance from Kushner just yet, as we saw from Navera, but that's maybe one of the only differences we haven't really seen there. I mean, Scream was a headline star, haven't seen one individual player, but BBL now are warming into this. So what does KARMINE do? What is the answer that we wanted to see almost on the other side that we never did?
Well, the worry being now, actually, they've used the Showstopper and the Reckoning, which are 2 very execute-oriented ultimates, and it comes at a time where actually you've got to argue, do these early orb retrievals get punished in the early round? I mean, if KARMINE are looking to build back towards those, we'll have the Rolling Thunder from Zeish, but a little bit of a Shiko coming out from KARMINE. The positive, we don't see a forced investment below where we want to see it, so the break very early on down long here. Seemingly no secrets about this either.
They can hear all those steps as well going towards the B site, so a little bit of an information exchange back and forth between both sides. Spike still sat very deep down towards middle, not committing up towards this by any chance yet. Kushner getting curious, but finds no one towards C long. This is still just KARMINE kind of testing the waters, but a little bit deep with a little bit more commitment.
Early probe, obviously the aftershock kind of cancels out any value from XMS's wall, but Brave still lurking towards sewers. We'll find 2, Zeish and Shin will fall.
Yeah, they've lost a lot of punch to this round now. Not looking so venomous in their bite. Navera down to half. Sushni got to be careful to not overdo it. Doesn't want to give away anything.
Screams lurk back up towards the entrance of B side, but still a turret to deal with here. which will give Turco something to stun off as well. That's perfectly timed, yeah, to deny any progress into sight, and actually sets up Aslan for success.
Even if Scream does as well as he can, this is out of his hands now with the time left. 20 seconds, no spike, no access to the site. Kushner wanting the job done, but sadly for him, these shots just ain't hitting with that operator. But as the round runs down, I've got to give credit again here to BBL. These nice little set pieces, there's little bits of utility, the lovely play coming out from Turco there, the stun off the back of it. And again, seeing Brave sign and warm into this matchup, that's lovely news, that's big. Add another name to the list of people who are willing to be proactive for BBL. And none of those threats that KARMINE were trying to stir up, right? None of that really found anything.
Just unnoted to this point. Again, just Sheriff's coming into this, so BBL playing this confidently is a good indicator as well. We need KARMINE to put a stop to this run of rounds. 5 unanswered so far for BBL.
We're having 2 one-sided halves.
It's fairly polarizing.
Yeah, it's a nightmare for a caster, just so you know. It's just like, cool, there is no rhythm nor rhyme to this game. It's just both teams can win a half. But as it stands, for KARMINE, they need to stop it now if they want to at least try and get a grip on this game, right? Like, that's the scary part, that BBL can determine outcome now. And KARMINE not had much of a say in the matter. And a glance towards C.
Good awareness here as well, giving this up for retake on the fact that they have the Rolling Thunder and the Hunter's Fury to oppose. So nobody from BBL committing towards a site hold here, but nothing invested just yet.
Yeah, that should be enough audio cue-wise to know they are now on the site. Plant's just about to start now.
Problem being now, though, Turco has his Rolling Thunder, which I guess is why they're leaning towards a retake, but he's headed towards long right now.
Not the place to be bringing this in, unless he's got a great read on KARMINE, who sent 4 players towards long. Navera, though, is saving their ass at the moment. Brave and Aslan lose out on the side, so he's keeping this together for KARMINE. Everyone else too stunned, too preoccupied, and kept busy. Kushner finally puts his name on the kill feed and gets a follow-up. And now Sushni comes in, down to a 3v2, but time is going to start running low. A tap on the spike calls back one of the brothers as Turco punishes Scream, but Navera is still here, still doing damage. And he's done more than enough, saving KARMINE and keeping them in the lead.
I'm down to just Navera standing. Beautiful way to slip back into spawn as well after winning out on site. Actually draws out a response Rolling Thunder as well, just to make sure that that pressure isn't applied towards long. I mean, if Navera falls in this situation again...
Totally different round.
Yeah.
Totally different.
2 crucial kills here. And Kushner made it doable. To finally see a response from KARMINE here. Won't mean too much in terms of the finances. BBL still sitting pretty comfortably. Will be a timeout called here by BBL. Just ahead of, I think, around where... Yeah, a couple of ultimates just about coming back online, or at least one away from the lockdown for Aslan. Still with a Hunter's Fury to work on the side of KARMINE.
Oh, I've realised what production are doing with the timeout thing, where it's just had like emojis on it.
BBL.
Yeah. I didn't get a single one of the others.
No?
Not a single one.
To be honest, my eyesight's bad. I couldn't see it in the green room
So
anyway.
what's
Just
that?
like colours. Pixel smudges.
Yeah, production, there's a dead pixel on the screen. I want to look into that. But this was a drop of water in a drought, right? Like, round 20 was basically Navera saving the day. Because I didn't love where Turco was for his ult, but it still found value.
Yeah.
So, but can they continue on this pacing now?
Scream is here so quickly, by the way.
Navera's up towards heaven. So, Sushni, he isolates Navera. He should be, he's still alive. He finally goes down. Seemingly outstaying his welcome for far too long here. There's some real scrambling on the back of the side now. Just pause for thought for a second and then continue the battle. Scream goes in. Surgical precision on the first, but the second was not to be. And now a quick pickup for Zaysh and XMS gives them the advantage. A plant soon to follow and a 1v2. Aslan, one away from the lockdown, but that's irrelevant now. He needs these kills in front of him.
And the wall goes up as well. XMS just about still holding on to it. Lockdown available, but it's a 1v1 here. Zaysh down to 59 HP, Lauren.
Turret's just come back up as well. He's got a little bit of kit to play with. On the other side, Zaysh trying to slip away, and he's missed the timing on the turret, so he doesn't get to know this information. Just away from the stun, though. Oh, what a spot as well!
Zaysh trying to get proactive with the fault line there is ultimately his demise. Aslan with a huge 1v2 to clutch it out here.
He's happy with that.
Very happy with that.
And it brings it right back to almost where we were. Far more competitive, sure. Right, this round was highly contested. But still...
I mean, Brave and Sushni go huge here.
Yeah.
Sushni as well, even on the back of the Hunter's Fury, being posted, able to avoid taking damage there, and any confirmation of his position as well. Crucial stuff. There's 11 on the score.
Quiet start here, Michael. Put your microphone down. How dare you do this to me? Yeah. Only rifle ready with Navera. The rest down on Sheriffs. And Navera's found Aslan. So hold on. Plant didn't come through. So they won't have the time on their side for this, but already early damage done. No recovered rifle, though. That was a little bit deeper towards that connector.
They can peel away from this, though.
Yeah.
It's a big win on a round where there's 4 Sheriffs.
Stability. Stop. You need to stop laughing. Stability starting to kind of settle here. Not for us.
Right there.
Michael.
Yeah.
30 seconds left.
Here comes the sight hit.
Able to get through actually quite easily.
Oh no, we've got the giggles. Why have we done this now? Oh, the drop down comes in. Kushner, save this round from going KARMINE's way, because otherwise we're in trouble, because you won a round you shouldn't have. There might be a highlight of it. Thank you, Brave. As the one factor that could have been a little bit dangerous was going to be that backline presence. And XMS not going to be able to connect on both players. Valiant attempt. But round nonetheless does go to BBL.
I mean, that's on the back of just Sheriffs as well, so KARMINE Court almost dragging that one across the line. Ooh.
Oh.
Sushni. Gonna be a sus in spawn. After they finally tie things up. Kushner with a huge kill to drop down here as well. Scream.
I don't know how he gets caught there. It just feels unfair. Oh, I'll check spawn, I guess.
Curious here, though, because with the progress made in a few earlier rounds, do have the Reckoning and the Showstopper again. Lockdown in hand for BBL. Also have the Hunter's Fury available.
Okay. Timeout here to really dwell. This last couple of rounds, 11-11. We were discussing if it was 10-10, it'd be very surprising, but... tied up.
Don't
here.
start again.
Okay, do we... I feel like we have to
I have
make
tears streaming down my
I am in
face.
trouble. If I speak, I am in trouble. But no, you know that... so for those at home who are wondering why we're being children, did you ever see the meme of the... it's when like they translate French basically, and it just sounds like tonton, tonton, tonton. Michael, can I get some assistance on this?
It's tonton. The scoreline is actually 11-11.
It is. It's plus.
That's
one,
what broke
plus.
me, though. I'm very sorry, chat.
Yeah, I hope we don't let you down. Because I need your approval desperately. 11-11 though. Alts, what do we have? one away from the Knife Executioner. Hunter's Fury.
These are the two big execute-oriented ultimates for KARMINE Core, though. We saw them build a plan around this previously. It's like a little bit of a switch up here, but a double walk down mid early on could get behind this execute.
And hearing that many shots towards long as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
This should be green light. This should be the go signal.
Because again, there's no Sentinel here, so there's a real gap in the backline of KARMINE Core. It needs to be considered here.
Yeah, but when? When does that penny drop? They're still so focused on taking towards the site.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
is a window of chance to this, but that window could close. It takes one player turning around.
The timing.
Oh.
Beautiful catch by the observers, by the way.
Oh,
Kushner has found Scream as well.
Beautiful catch from him. Everyone's up to it. Kushner finally getting online here. Much better work. He was absent on the first half, and he's present to get them to 12.
That breaks the bank of KARMINE Core as well. It's going to be a scrappy purchase coming into the final round here. Still got those ultimates in play here. Didn't really get a chance to take things towards site. It's such a beautiful read from BBL as well. I'd love to think that's on the back of those ultimates being available, knowing that Scream's going to try and lead the charge here with a showstopper.
Oh, wow, they have absolutely shattered the money. What do we have? Scream has that showstopper, yes, but he's got a Sheriff and full kit. You got that one rifle really on Zysh, and yes, the Bulldog on Shin, but still. This looks quite simplistic, straight in towards B, trying to take the space off the back of the show.
Kushner gets him!
Incredible work from Kushner. What a time to come online for the man. Plant does come through, and Brave's chomping at the bit. He's right by them.
Trying to cast Navera on the TP back out here.
Just about gets away. Depending on these ults you noted, you asked for, you highlighted, they're in play. They are buying time. How do they break this back line here? They're gonna know they're here now. That's massive! Navera, get out of here! Making that judge look way too good as Sushni now has to handle a fight on two fronts, one to the left and one to the right. He's in towards him. Navera! Of course he does it with the judge.
Of all arounds in this half as well, where KARMINE Core have fallen short, they're able to convert this one to force overtime, snatching it away from BBL.
Oh. Jeez.
The worst possible thing to walk out of a smoke on the entrance to B site and find. Navera makes him pay with a 4K.
It's one of those days. It's therefore they put us on the late games. There was always a chance that this happens. 12-12 though, all tied up. Yes, BBL went into full recovery mode, but a little bit of magic keeping KARMINE Core very much in this. Kushner has started to come online now though. A bit of a different look for him.
A real
after,
turnaround for him.
He was absolutely absent that first half. Now, online. Plant gonna come in.
No pressure applied behind this, actually. So we'll be able to reset comfortably away from this.
Go get him.
Scream about to, or at least reveal his position here, but just the boom bot sent out.
Oh, this has been uncomfortable. Navera's right there. Surely, yeah, done for. Navera finds Kushner so quickly. That's going to clear out the side. Now we look at the back line. What else do they have to hold this?
The nade is perfect.
Yeah, it certainly is. Sent on in. The spray's not though. Finally goes down Aslan. That was so close to Brave. Just catches XMS. This is ridiculous. Finally the wall drops and the grab reveal's there. Shin with some lovely aim, but time running so low. BBL. Do it right back to him. It's 13 in their hands now.
And the timing is so crucial for these kills to come through, to stall enough time, because that's when the utility starts to dwindle. The Cove dealt with, there's a couple of other layers to get through here, and a crucial ping actually. I don't know if it was off the recon bolt that goes back towards site, but for Brave to find this kill here.
Wow.
The finest of margins.
That was one bullet on Brave there as well as he caught one of the other players on the way out. Yeah, not bad. I mean, BBL just quiet starters apparently. This is ridiculous. Oh, another timeout. So many.
maybe feeling like a little bit of a tilt round. You can see on the player reactions in the Carmine core camp.
Because you've got to imagine the kind of emotional roller coaster they've just been on. That first half, you couldn't have asked for a better beginning for them, right? After
Barely
a lot of
missed a
doubts.
beat, honestly. There was a couple that felt like BBL were able to squeeze around victory in the first half, but the second, I mean, we talked about how polarizing it was.
This is going to be one to see that resilience still there. The ability to stabilize now that BBL have once again got the upper hand. They answered back before with, as I said, Navera pulling off near on the unthinkable there with the judge, but did incredibly well with it. What do they have left up the sleeve here?
Chance here for BBL to repeat their Week 5 performance versus Heretics. Close this out 14-12. Carmine Core need a response here. Operator in hand for Kushner as well. We talked about him heating up. Well, say he's not committed just yet. He's playing a little bit disconnected from Brave as Carmine Core look to continue with this pace once again.
Does Brave stick around on this? Brave's trying to. Oh dear.
He gets pinged.
Brave's screwed. Yeah, he gets found just in the nick of time. That could have been horrific otherwise.
He tried to
though.
slip into the smoke as well. Again, with an operator in hand for Kushner, he's never going to shoot that dart for him. I don't know if that's miscommunicated, maybe.
Now there's problems. Deep post plant down long, leaving
Very
just one on the
comfortable.
site. And XMS falls very quickly, actually. I thought he might be able to stay alive a little bit longer there.
But smokes are gone, so they can sit deep towards C long here. There's no way for BBL to cut sightlines with no cloud burst available here.
Let's put it onto Kushner to really just
Over
hit shots.
deliver.
And he's going to find the first. And actually, they're going to find a whole lot of them. What the hell's just happened? Scream falls. And BBL turn this game around. I can't believe they brought this back.